This is not your regular video. I'm not starting with a 30-second hook, none of that stuff, which honestly, I don't really ever start my videos like that. I like to speak from the heart, and this is weighing heavy on me today, so I have to talk about it. There is something I wish I knew when I started trading. There is something that I wish I knew that would have saved me a lot of time. As a matter of fact, it took me a whole year to learn this one thing that I could have learned in 30 seconds. But when I talk about learn, I don't mean learn in the sense of like learning like logically, like mentally, like really. What I mean is understanding this to the core. Because when we start trading, we see a lot of people or we see a lot of traders making money, fast money. To us is fast money. It looks like people are living their dream, right? And that's what draws a lot of us, a lot of people to trading. It draws you in. And I know I'm not alone in that. I know I'm not the only one that saw a trader and thought that this was easy, that making money trading is something that could change your life fast. And I'm going to get into it. I'm going to get into it because if you're in this place right now where you started trading and you're finding out that it's not as easy as you thought it is, right? Or as easy as you thought it was, you're in the perfect place right now to internalize. That's the word I was looking for. It took me a whole year to internalize this. And man, listen, let's just talk about it. It took me a whole year to really understand that trading or in trading, there are no shortcuts. Trading takes time. Like becoming a profitable trader takes time. And there are no shortcuts. Like I know a lot of companies, a lot of people prey on the fact that we want to learn how to trade fast and we want to learn how to make money fast. And you have a lot of people out there that prey on this. They literally take advantage of you because they say, look, he's learning how to, or he wants to learn how to trade. So let's sell him this course. But the person that's selling you a course, they don't know how to trade themselves. They don't even really understand support or resistance. They think they understand it. They don't really even understand market structure, but they just go on Google and they just find information, they put it together, and they start making money off of you. They don't even make money off of trading. A lot of, not everybody, but there are people out there that do that because they prey on that weakness, on you thinking that becoming a profitable trader, making money trading. Come on, let's, I'm not even gonna talk all, no, just how anybody would understand it. We think that in trading, you're gonna make money fast. And a lot of people prey on that and they make money out of you because you think it's gonna be fast. So you pay $1,500 for a course. You pay $5,000 for a course, right? But if you understood that there are no shortcuts, that you have to put in the work, that you have to actually learn all of the foundational stuff about trading, that there are many resources out there, some that are free. There are books out there. For example, there are people that have paid thousands for courses that you could have paid $25, $30 for a book that goes way deeper than that one course. And I'm not coming at courses. I'm not, because I didn't learn through a course. I didn't learn. Well, actually did. Yeah, I did, but I went on Udemy. Like I paid what, like $18 for a course. So, and that was just the foundational stuff. Then I went under a mentor, and that was the best money I ever spent because I learned under somebody that, and this is the thing, I vetted the person. Like I really, like I watch, not only, not the lifestyle only, of course, that's what draws you in first, but the content. I started really like learning on my own first and then seeing if this person was teaching the stuff that's out there, right? Like all of the foundational stuff. And it was. And at this point, it was a good investment, but I did not spend 1,500, 5,000. Like I didn't do that. But if I would have understood that becoming, like making money in trading was going to take time, it would have saved me from like a lot of stress. Because at first you start trading, like once you actually start trading, and mind you, I was on demo first. Like I was on demo for like 2, 3 months. So I took it easy there. But when I started putting my own money on the line, I just thought it was gonna be fast. I thought it was gonna be easy. So I start making like I put $40 into a Forex account, into a like a Forex broker, unregulated broker. I put $40 in. I made $700 within one day. And I just thought like, yo, like if I could make, that much money in a day, I could take this to like 50,000, right? Then reality set in, because that's what happens with trading. Reality sets in. I should have just took the money out, but I didn't know. And I have said this story in the past here on this channel, but for those who are new, I should have just took all of that money out, maybe leave like $100, and that would have been good money for me, right? At the time, like just to like pay some bills and stuff. But no, I thought that trading or it was so easy that I could just take this to like 10,000 easy. But the problem is that with trading, yes, you're gonna lose some, but you're going to win some, but you're also going to lose some. And when you're making that much money, you don't reduce the size. Like usually as a beginner, you don't drop that size. You keep up the same size. And now you see like I made 700, but then I lost like 250. And that made me mad. So I started revenge trading, and I took it down to zero, pretty much to like zero. So that was one thing. Now me still thinking that trading was still a fast way to make money, I said, you know what? I started hearing about prop firms, and I went that route. Honestly, for me, I can't speak on you, or I can't speak for you. I can speak for you. I don't know why you would join a prop firm. I know why I did it. I did it as a shortcut because of the whole capital thing. They make you think you're gonna get all this capital, and when you don't know, like you don't know, right? So I thought I'm like, damn, like I could get $50,000, $100,000 for like, I don't know. I mean, at the time it was FTMO, so it was for like $600, right? I was looking for a shortcut. I wasn't thinking as an investor, like, and I learned this later on, but I paid for a prop firm. And long story short, this was in 2023, like at the end of 2023, I joined FTMO. And pretty much, I'm not even gonna lie, like when I started trading that account, like I went down to a negative, like -9% drawdown. Mind you, their rule is like at a 10% drawdown, you lose the account. So listen to this. Listen, like the craziest thing happened. At that 9%, I was literally at 9%. So I dropped my risk to like the very minimum. That was like December. January 2024, that's when everything with NT4, NT5 happened, where they took all of the unregulated brokers out of MT4, like MT4 and MT5. So all of these prop firms, like, and even FTMO, they couldn't really serve people in the United States, or if I'm remembering it correctly, I think they just, that's what it was. They couldn't take new US clients, but they could still keep the ones that they already had. That's what it was. They kept me, but I had to transition into another platform. I think it was like Trade Locker. I didn't like it. Like I looked at it and it was like laggy and a bunch of problems at the time. I think it came a long way from that point. I've heard, I haven't even looked at it, but at that point I said, you know what? I'm not doing Forex anymore. And in the Discord that I was in, people were just talking about futures. So at first I was discouraged because I thought that Forex was my way out. Like literally, I thought it was my way out. And I'm gonna make a bunch of money. Yes, it might take me a little bit more time, but I have this prop firm, whatever. Everything happens. Now I'm thinking like, damn, like, like at that time, mind you, I had lost my apartment, and I have this. You could look through my channel. You're gonna see that I lost my apartment. Like I showed you, like there is evidence. I have the receipts. Just go to like my first like 3 videos and you're gonna see it there. At the time I had lost my apartment, and I was living with my sister's brother, right? So with my brother-in-law, it was me, like my whole family. We were living there, and then we went with my in-laws. So when I'm doing FTMO, I was already with my in-laws. So I'm thinking, like I'm gonna make all this money, I'm gonna get us out of here. And it didn't happen that way because change happens. Like, you gotta understand. I don't know if I'm gonna say this correctly, but they say that you make plans and God laughs. Like like he laughs at your plans because we truly don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. And that's what happened with me. Like, I thought Forex was the way out. It goes down, right? As we knew it. And I had to transition into futures. Long story short, I'm not gonna stay on this story too long, but the main point was that I transition into futures. I go into another platform again with the same mindset. I'm thinking I'm gonna get all these accounts, 20 accounts. I'm gonna make all this money, right? I passed my platform challenge. Of course, I blew like 2 or 3 before I passed my challenge, but I passed it and I was happy. I'm like, yo, finally, like I have this account, funded account, like I have all this money. But no, like, listen, I'm not here to pop nobody's, like burst nobody's bubble, but for me, I'm gonna speak for me. For me, I discovered that that was all like smoke and mirrors. Like that was all, it was all a lie. Like that money, it's not even there, right? Like that money's not there. So I start trading my life account, my life funded account, and I see a bunch of rules still. Like I see a bunch of rules, stupid rules that literally I blew my life funded account. I blew that. I think I'm saying it. I might be saying it wrong, but pretty much it was the funded account. Like I passed the challenge, right? I had a funded account. So I want to make sure I'm not throwing people off. My funded account, I started trading that and I blew it while being in profit. And mind you, to trade a funded account, you have to pay an activation fee. So I had already paid like the monthly fee for the challenge. I paid the activation fee. And then I'm like, what the heck? Like, how the heck did I blow this account being in profit? I'm not even doing like no shady stuff. Literally, it was just stupid rules that they put there. And I realized, I said, oh, one thing about me is that I pick up on patterns. And I saw the pattern. I said, okay, this is what they want. They want you to pay for the monthly challenge. You're gonna struggle to pass it. Even if you have a winning strategy, you're still going to struggle to pass it. Some people pass them easier than others, but nevertheless, you're still gonna struggle, right? Or I struggle. Let me speak for me. I struggle, but I realized, I said, now I have to do this all over again, and this is gonna become a cycle. So I'm gonna pass the challenge, go to the funded stage, trade that with a bunch of rules that now like I gotta walk on eggshells. I'm walking on eggshells and I could still blow this account, and now I gotta pay another 100 and whatever it was, 150, 160. I said, do I want to be in this cycle? Listen, I know that a lot of us come from like broken families, and we have been through like we have generational curses to break, and it's just like these bad cycles that I've already been like in my life. I've been working on breaking cycles. So the punchline here is that like I just knew it was a cycle, and I'm not gonna be part of that cycle. I'm just not gonna be part of that. It works for other people. I'm not saying it's a scam. I'm not saying none of that. What I'm saying is that I was not going to get into that cycle. And I said, I passed the challenge. I blew the funded account being in profit. If I would have just put all of that money that I paid in the challenges, and the ones that I blew, and the activation fee, if I just put it in a live account, in my own account, my own money, if I put my own money up, would I have to deal with those rules? Would I lose my account? The main thing was that I realized, I said I would not lose my freaking account in profit. I would not. There is impossible. Like, that's freaking dumb. It's stupid. How the hell are you gonna blow an account in profit? And literally like that, I'm trying to keep my language like good, but it just irks me. It irks me. Not even for me, it just irks me that these people really dare to do stuff like that. Like that this industry Like if it was your own money, you would not blow that in profit. It's just stupid. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna be part of that. So I have my own life account right now, and I'm gonna wrap it up here. But the main thing is that when that happened, I realized, I said, you know what? There are no shortcuts. Trading will take time because I need capital. I need to do things in my life that's gonna give me capital that I could put in my trading account. That was the shortcut. I was trying to get somebody else to put funds there for me to trade. And listen, unless you're trading for like Wall Street, like you're in one of these institutions where there is actual real money on the line, and I don't even know what you have to do that. I don't know if you need some like licensing, certifications. I don't know. I don't know the process, but I do know that when you actually work for these real institutions, yes, there is money. Of course, they're gonna have rules, but that's not what these platforms are. And I said, you know what? I was trying to look for a shortcut. There are no shortcuts. I just gotta put in the work. Like, listen, you have to put in the work. It's going to take time. Why is it going to take time? Because number one, unless you already have capital, and I listen, I realize a lot of the people that watch me, you probably have a lot of money. Like, I'm not gonna act like everybody that watches me struggles financially. You may have 50,000, 100,000 that like just tuck away that you could use for trading. If that's you, as long as, listen, as long as your risk management is tight and you're not over leveraging, and you're let's say trading like 1%, you're 1%, 2% a trade or something like that, that 1% or 2% with a decent win ratio, you're like, yes, then at that point trading could be quicker because you have the funds. And if you're watching me and you have that type of money, let's just say even 20,000, 25, if you have that type of money and you know how to trade, it's gonna be quicker. Now, you still gotta go through the learning curve. I'm not saying and I'm not suggesting that you don't have to learn. You have to learn. You have to learn a strategy. But once you get through that hurdle, you're pretty much there. It's all about risk management and being disciplined. But when you come from where I come from, like single mother, I was in Puerto Rico, um, single mother from Puerto Rico, 4 kids, right? I have 3 siblings. I'm the oldest. When you come from that, and when you come from like not having that support system, people that would actually be like, yo, here's 10 stacks, 20 stacks, go ahead, like go trade, when you don't have that, you know what that means? You have to put up that money. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna say, no, but you could still do a prop firm. Listen, you could do that. You could do that. But I'm not dealing with those rules. Like, and it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with you doing a prop firm. Again, this is me. I don't like doing something that's gonna put me in a bad situation, in a bad cycle. But coming from where I come from, I have to work, right? So of course I have my own bills, I have things to pay, I have my family to support. So what that means is that I am funding my account slowly. Every paycheck I put a percentage into my account. Every paycheck I'm doing that, and I'm trading at the same time. The good thing though is that I am managing my risk. I am managing it correctly. Um, Whether I'm winning, whether I'm losing, it doesn't matter because that account is growing regardless. Whether I'm performing good in the market or not, my account is growing. It's growing. Why? Because when I'm trading a specific amount of money, right? But I'm still depositing. Every paycheck I put a certain percentage, and I do that every time. Every time. And even though that process, it does take time, like it is a longer process. I mean, I'm building my account from scratch. At the end of the day, it pays off in the long run. Like, it's gonna pay off because now I have my own funds to trade with. So that's what I'm doing. I'm trading with my own funds, building my account. And I actually like the fact that it's taking some time because I'm not blowing through it. I'm not going out there and putting like 30% of my account on a trade. I'm not putting 50%. I'm not doing none of that. I might be putting at most, and this is like at most, I don't even do 5%. Like I guess I have done it in the past, but up to like 5. But in reality, I'm between like 1 to 3%. If I'm gonna be more aggressive, I go to like 3%. But it's it's my money, of course. I don't want to blow it, because if I blow it, I have to work for that and build my account from scratch, and I'm not doing that. So what's the takeaway from here? Listen, just take the good from everything I told you. Take the good, leave the bad. You don't have to agree with me. I'm just sharing my journey. This is not financial advice. This is just me sharing my journey, me sharing my experience. And I hope that you at least just learn that it's going to take time. That's it. That's all I want you to realize. Even I don't care if you're doing a prop firm. I don't care if you're doing your own money. I don't care if you're doing futures, forex, options, crypto. It's going to take time. Of course, there are some exceptions. Things like really good things can happen. I'm not denying that. Like, I'm not denying it. I know there's power in trading. There is power in the markets, but I I can't speak for you, but for me, I'm not going to force it. If it comes, it comes. If I catch a crazy trade, I caught it. But if I caught it, it's because I was being disciplined. And through me being disciplined, I caught a great trade. That's it. It's going to take time. I and listen, I thank you. And actually, I have one more thing. In this process, throughout this whole process, there is going to be, and this is very important, very important. There are going to be a lot of things that are going to try to distract you from your goals, from your trading goals. There are going to be a lot of moments where you will feel discouraged, where you will feel like quitting. But listen, if you quit, that's it. Like, it just ended there. I'm not saying you can't make money elsewhere, because you can. You could do other stuff. I'm not gonna. I've heard people say like, "Oh, what are you gonna do after that?" You could do something else, but the only problem with that is that then you become the person that gives up when things get hard. I'm not that type of person. When things get hard, I'm gonna like double down. Like, if it's hard, I'm doubling down, because the reward on the other side of that is gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. So if you stick, actually, somebody told me something yesterday. Let me see if I get it wrong. I wrote it down. They said you could put it away, but don't put it down, or put it down, but don't put it away. Something like that. I butchered it. I butchered it. I'll probably put it in the comments, but don't let nothing really discourage you long term. You're gonna have your moments, but don't be the person that gives up when things get hard. I'm not saying keep doing the same mistakes. No, learn from your mistakes. Journal. Look at your setups. Look at what you're doing wrong, and try your best not to do it again. But if you quit now, you're just gonna do that. Like, this is what I tell myself. If I quit trading, I'm gonna quit on the next thing. If I do drop shipping, I'm gonna quit on that. If I do eBay, I'm gonna quit on eBay. If I try to do something else in my job, I'm gonna quit on that. So you might as well just put your head down and make it happen. Put your head down and make it happen. This is Yo Javi. The world is yours.